Well, welcome back once again to the Withlacoochee River Railway and the Withlacoochee River Report. The report where you would be highly offended by my compelling rhetoric. Well, I'll tell you what, why don't you follow me through the intro and we'll come back to it. I think it probably is. You might have to ask them, but I'm waiting for them to get the power back on. You do the same. Yeah, you can go through there. Just be careful. Well, howdy. Welcome back to the Withlacoochee River Railway and the Withlacoochee River Report. Today, we're getting some electricity back up. I can't run my trains without it, you know. And as you can see, the crews are out here already. They were out here last night when the power went out, but, you know, conditions were getting worse at the time, and they got called in. But they were back out here nice and early this morning. It's taking him several hours. That tree that's laying down over there fell down into the lines and you know, caused a dead short and blew some transformers and busted a pole down there. So they're still busy putting up that pole. I think they've got the pole up. But now they're just stretching the line back out. And hopefully we'll have lights on, air conditioning on, computers on, Wi-Fi backup, and everything we need, all of our connections and everything pretty soon. It looks like we're going to lose most everything out of our freezer though, because the power's been off all night and pretty much everything is... Yeah, you can see that line is still laying down. Pretty much everything in there is pretty much thawed out, so I'm not going to try to save it. It would be ridiculous to try to do that. It was probably about time to clean that freezer out anyway. And probably a lot of the stuff that's down in the refrigerator will probably have to be thrown out as well. But this whole area was in a blackout last night, so they're working on it. Today we're going to talk about storms. We just had one. Came right up, you know, skirted right up the Gulf Coast next to us. We got a little bit of rain out of it. Not much rain, but we, of course, there was still a lot of flooding because of the massive, and I mean massive, record-setting surge, you know, storm surge that came in. So probably all the way up the Gulf Coast of Florida and well into the Panhandle, they had a lot of storm surge. I didn't get a chance to actually run trains or anything during the storm, which I, you know, wouldn't have been afraid to do. This building's pretty solid. It was mostly a wind event for us, and of course, early on, before the storm even got up to our latitude, the rain just, you know, the winds just knocked down a tree, knocked out our power at about 5:05 or 5:06 on Thursday night. So we did not have power until like about noon on Friday. But fortunately, we called it in right away, and they had a crew out there Friday night. Let me show you what the crew did, and then we'll come back. I'm working on trying to get a little bit more realistic speeds out of all this AC power I'm having to use. I don't know why that bell keeps coming on. Probably because it's MTH. As you can see, I got a couple more Weaver cars out here. I got that PS2 covered hopper and my Rio Grande Cookie Box car. Both cars came originally as 3-rail cars. Of course, I was very much into 2-rail at the time I got them. Same as the caboose. In fact, I got all 3 of those. I got the caboose and all from the same person, just different times. In fact, as I look at that entire train, it came from the same guy. And everything was, with the exception of that Burlington boxcar, has been switched over to 2-rail. And here I am running it on a 3-rail layout. Ain't that something? One of the things, and I'm gonna do a little thing on Weaver on the Monday night program. So you know, you'll enjoy that little bit of history, I hope. I'm just gathering the information on that now. So, but they seem to be working okay. Good grief, with the exception of that Atlas boxcar and, you know, at the very front of the train, and the caboose, the Atlas caboose, all three of those cars are Weaver, and all three are set up for 2-rail. Now, the difference here is I would not be able to put that PS2 covered hopper. I could not hook that up to any of the O-gauge couplers. The reason is because those couplers will not connect. That one has Weaver 2-rail couplers on it. But that's the very first time I've ever gotten to see those cars roll. And they turned out good the first time, and I cannot complain about that. I'm happy to see that. So I thought I'd give you a short little ditty and a report, and y'all get to see one of them volunteer, well, they're getting paid for it anyway, but that group of guys that come down here from other states, this group was from Louisiana, but they actually worked out of Dallas, Fort Worth, and they came down here to help with the hurricane aftermath. Helene was truly a tough hurricane to deal with, and scary at moments. I mean, you could just hear the winds howling. Like I said, it was more for the inland people like me. I'm not right on the coast. I'm about 10, 12 miles from the coast. And you take that into consideration, you know, I was in no danger of any storm surge flooding or anything. Had it been a rain event like Debbie was definitely a rain event. So, I mean, you know, that one just dumped rain on us. We had like 24 inches in 24 hours. And I've seen snow happen like that in Colorado. You know, you get 24 inches in 24 hours. And that's... You know, I'm thinking maybe one of these days I'm going to have to start putting some scenery on the railroad. I got to really get that track working much better, though, before I even consider that. And I got to get the yard working. As things sit on the yard right now, to me, that curve right there is just too sharp. I can't have that. What I'm going to end up having to do is shorten up my yard stubs and kind of move everything back a little ways, so that I can create a broader curve out of this mess and onto the next set of bench work. That's one of the reasons, because I'm sitting there trying to engineer that out. That's just one of those things. Lots of things you have to deal with on a model railroad. So until next time, that's going to be it for today, but until next time, happy railroading.